Most people plant giant pumpkins just like regular pumpkins, and that's the first big mistake. If you want a pumpkin that has a chance to get huge, you can't just stick it into hard soil, water it once, and hope for the best. Today, I'm gonna show you how to plant a giant pumpkin the right way so the roots can spread and the vines can explode with growth, and that plant will have a chance to grow something huge. This is my giant pumpkin plant, and it's a medium-sized seedling right now, but if I plant this the correct way, then it is gonna take over a big space. So that's why your planting spot matters most. Now, giant pumpkin plants, they're not meant for container growth. So if you're trying to grow a giant, you need to make sure that you have rich soil, room for it to grow. You need to have steady watering, and it has to have a strong root system to get a monster. Planting a giant pumpkin in weak soil is a big mistake, because just think about it. This plant is a heavy feeder. You got to think it needs a lot of nutrients to push these big leaves all over, to grow the vines going everywhere, and to put on a big fruit at the end. You got to have the proper nutrition. Now, in a perfect world, before planting, what I like to do with all my plants is I like to amend the area by adding compost, adding aged manure, and put any organic matter that I think this plant will benefit from. But I didn't even know I was gonna be growing a giant pumpkin. I was given this plant, and so now I gotta try to fix the soil. But just remember, make sure that your soil is nice and loose, because if it's nice and if it's compact, then don't expect to grow a giant. So let's go ahead and fix this area real quick. All right, so I'm preparing the planting hole. I'm trying to make it nice and loose. And I know this area of my yard is a lot of clay. And so I was gonna dig that up and move that someplace else and put my own soil here, which you're gonna see. But the soil has been breaking down with all those wood chips. So the top layer is nice and rich soil. So I'm gonna have to move that to the side because I don't want to throw that away. But when I hit the clay, then I'm gonna go ahead and start moving it. All right, so let me show you what I'm talking about, and you will see. All right, so the top several inches is this right here. That's what I want. This, when I go deeper, I'm gonna get that clay right here. And I don't want the clay to be that close to it, because that's gonna hold in a lot of water. So I may have to raise this up somewhat. Now that's the reason why I love putting wood chips over, because it breaks down and it turns this stuff into some nice, amazing soil. So I'm gonna try to take care of this, at least till I get to the clay bottom, and then I'll get back with you. Now I just got finished digging this hole, and every time I come out, it starts raining. But let me show you how deep it is. You see how tall I am now? This is a big drop down. All right, so let me show you the planting hole so we can go ahead and get started. All right, there it is. It's massive. So you can see where the dark soil is, and you can see where the clay bottom is also. So I'm gonna go ahead and step down. It is very, very deep down here. And this clay is very, very hard. So we're gonna see if this is gonna work. Now we're gonna have to go ahead and fill this back. And I'm using the mushroom compost, and I'm gonna be mixing black cow. And in between mixes, I'm gonna go ahead and add some tomato tone to put some fertilizer down here. And we're gonna see how it works. Now I'm not telling you to do this. Hopefully in your area you don't have this hard, thick clay. But if I knew ahead of time, I would have got a raised bed, and I would have dug a little bit deeper, but then I would have put the raised bed on top of it. And then I think that would have helped me out greatly. But we're gonna see how this works. Go ahead, get the tomato tone. And I know I need my mask. Now I'm gonna mix it around, and then I'm gonna switch with the black cow. And then we're gonna keep doing the same thing up until I get it at the same level. Now the black cow goes in. Now I'm gonna get my fertilizer, repeat the process. So I'll be back when I get it filled up. And it's starting to rain again. All right, I'm gonna put some tomato tone over it again, scratch it in. Now you can see it's already raining out here again. Trying to get to it before it gets too heavy because it's been pouring. All right, and this is also mounded up, and that is gonna help with drainage as well. So we're gonna see, and you can see I got my mask on because I'm using the fertilizers. All right, so let's go ahead and get the plant. All right, so before we plant, we wanna talk about spacing. And this is where a lot of people mess up. Now, if you're serious about trying to grow a monster pumpkin, I keep wanting to say melon, but a pumpkin, you want to make sure you have at least 150 to 300 feet of clear space. All right, so I got all this space going this way. I might have to be mindful about the fence back here, but I might have to train the roots. All right, so you don't want to overcrowd the plant, because if you do, you are stunting the growth of this plant, and therefore it is not going to produce a large fruit. So make sure you have the space for it. And like I said, I wish I could put it on the other side. So I know I got better soil over there, but I don't have space for it. So this is the only space I have. So keep that in mind. All right, your planting depth is very important. So I'm gonna make a spot for it. And I wanna make sure that I plant it at the size of the pot. You don't want to bury the crown of the plant too deep. But before that, let me go ahead and I'm gonna throw some more fertilizer in the hole. And this is for Neptune's Harvest. And all the stuff that I'm using, I'll put a link in the description if you want to try it. And I also have from Neptune's Harvest, I have the crab and lobster shells. Now you seen me use that for my watermelons because of the calcium, but it has a lot of other nutrients as well. All right, so let me mix that in the planting hole, and I want to make sure I check it. Like I said, I don't want to bury the crown. And when you're planting your big melons, you don't want to disturb the roots because they don't like it. So I'm gonna be very, very gentle as I set it in there. All right, so let me get it turned this way, and I will prune some of the leaves that have wilted away. Like I said, this plant should have been planted several days ago, but I was busy planting other things, so I gotta try to make up for it and get it in the ground. That's why I'm planting in the rain. All right, so this should do it for it. And yeah, I'm glad it's in the ground. All right, so here's another planting tip. Now you saw that I was turning the plant around because I'm trying to angle the vine in the direction I want it to go. So vine direction is important. I didn't want to angle it back here because I kind of talked about that because I'm running out of space, but all out in this area, this is where I have room for this plant to vine out. It can go all the way over there, over there, over there. And so you will have to come out and train your vines in case you do have a tight area. So just make sure if it's the fence is behind you, try to angle it in a different direction so it has room to grow, because like I said, it needs enough room to get me a big giant that I'm trying to get. So after planting, you want to make sure that you give this plant water. Well, I don't have to worry about that because due to the amount of rain that we're getting, but you want to make sure that it gets consistent moisture. The roots needs that in its new home. Now we want to make sure that it doesn't dry out over time and then it gets flooded with water, because if the roots get flooded, then that is going to slow the growth down of the plant. So you need to make sure that you keep it in mind. But I think after I finish all this, I will give it some fish fertilizer, because some parts of it is starting to turn yellow. Like I said, I needed to get it into the ground sooner, but we gonna make it do what it do. Now, a good thing to do would be to mulch your plant. So all this mulch that I brought back, I'm gonna bring it around Now I'm not gonna put it up against the stem, but you know all the benefits for having the mulch. When it's very, very hot, it keeps the area cool. And if it's cool, you know, it keeps it at a good temperature. But this right here is for the moisture. So when we add the water to either by rain or by my water hose that I'm going to have to bring back around, it is going to lock in that moisture so that the soil doesn't dry out. If the soil dries out, then we're going to have a problem with the plant. And this is like my first time trying to grow a monster pumpkin, but I'm using a lot of the same techniques that I use for growing my big watermelons. I always wanted to try to grow a pumpkin, but due to the space, I said, well, let me go ahead and do it now, because I was going to use this for something else. But hey, if someone gives me a plant, I'm gonna try to put it someplace in my garden, no doubt. So my feeding schedule, this is what is going to happen. Now, I already told you that I'm gonna go ahead and give it some fish fertilizer. So I'm probably going to fertilize it with fish fertilizer at least once a week, because of my leaves. I want them nice and green. And so I'm gonna let the vines grow wild and crazy. And so once I start seeing this plant set fruit, then I'll back off the nitrogen and I will give it some compost tea. And I'm gonna go back and forth between the fish fertilizer, compost tea, and then I will, in a month, I will side dress it either with tomato tone, like every month. Do that around the this area around here, around the crown, and then we're gonna see how that works. And I'll also still be researching, so that is gonna be my setup right now, trying to get more green leaves, because we know that we need photosynthesis to get that giant. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here's another big mistake: letting too many pumpkins go on one plant. All right, so if you are a serious grower and you're trying to get that giant monster, then you need to focus just on one pumpkin. All right, so that's what the serious growers do. They focus on one pumpkin. Once they pick that pumpkin that they want to be the one to get all the gains, you got to cull all the other pumpkins off, meaning you got to pick them off, because we want all that energy focusing on that one fruit so that we can see how big it can get. So make sure you don't leave it on there, all the other ones on there. So if you got 5 on there, then this plant only has so much energy. So all those, I keep saying melons, all those pumpkins cannot grow large because there's just not enough energy. So pick one and let's see what happens. Yep. So remember, don't plant giant pumpkins like regular pumpkins. Make sure you give them nice, rich, loose soil. Give them a lot of space. Make sure you water them. Make sure you mulch them. And definitely that main vine, give it room to run. That is the foundation of growing a giant. If you want to grow something huge this season, don't just plant it. Make sure you set it up for success on day number 1, and you'll be off to the races. All right, I'll see you in the next video right over there, and let's grow something tasty.